My name is Liz Punshon and I'm one of the directors at People to People Recruitment in Melbourne. It's my pleasure to be hosting our Australian market update for this week. Today we are going to be joined by Major Accounts Manager 𝗪𝗪𝗪 to be discussing the People to People partnership with the Victorian Electoral Commission to assist with recruiting the electoral casuals for the Victorian local election this year. So we want to discuss what career opportunities are available for job seekers across Melbourne. Also on today's show, we will talk about how it's more likely for employees to work for a company with the right to disconnect policy, also hot jobs across Australia, New Zealand and the UK, and also social media insights on how comfortable employees are discussing their mental health within the workplace. But first of all, let's look at the stats for the week. Alrighty, so this week's stat is around the right to disconnect policy. So we featured in an article with news.com.au relating to this. So there was an overwhelming result of 78% of employees were more likely to work with a company that did have a clear right to disconnect policy. So some other takeaways from the article, which was released last month, was that the new work laws that kick in across Australia will have a massive impact on Aussie workers. So not everyone is happy about the introduction to this law, but Australia's right to disconnect law did kick in across the country last month, where employees now do have the legal right to ignore any calls or emails or texts from their employer or third party outside of business hours. So this relates to any businesses that have more than 15 employees. That meaning that they don't have to accept any contact outside of working hours. So they don't need to monitor, read or respond to any contact from an employer or third party. So within the survey that People to People ran with over 800 Australians, as mentioned, the 78% were more likely to work with a company that had a clear right to disconnect policy. And from an employee perspective, that means that they can set clear boundaries, especially for those that work from home. So it can become more challenging to apply this when working overseas, as the time difference can get in the way, but also teams can benefit from flexible hours. So while many workers are feeling positive about the change, employers have expressed some hesitancy about the change. So the survey also revealed for Australian employers, one of the big concerns around the difficulty to enforce such laws is followed by the impact on work culture, productivity and collaboration. So far it is a mixed bag when it comes to which side of the fence that you're on. Would love to hear your thoughts on your opinion on the right to disconnect policy. So feel free to add that in the comment section below as well. Now let's take a look at the hot jobs for this week. Alrighty, let's jump into our first hot job of the week, which is a People Services Administrator position based in Melbourne. So my colleague Michelle is looking after this position. The role is paying between $45 and $48 an hour plus super, and the role is providing senior administrative support and managing business processes, maintaining and managing electronic and manual records, and also we're looking for someone with a high level of administrative experience. So if you'd like to learn more or feel that you have relevant experience for that opportunity, please connect with Michelle on the details on your screen. The second position is through our team in Brisbane. So my colleague Christina is looking after an accounts assistant role. It is a permanent opportunity paying $70,000 to $75,000 per year plus super. This role is performing bank reconciliations and dealing with customer payments, also managing debtor reporting and assisting with process improvements. They are looking for someone with relevant tertiary qualifications within accounting. So if you're an accounts assistant looking for your next permanent move, please reach out to Christina on the details on your screen. We also have offices in New Zealand and in the UK. So wanted to share with you some roles in those locations as well. So in terms of UK opportunities, we've got a corporate solicitor role that is looking for 4 to 6 years of experience. It's paying up to £100,000 based in London. There's also a construction law associate role. That one will offer a competitive salary, and that is in London as well. And then our Wellington team is currently recruiting a graphic designer, which is paying up to $100 an hour. So yeah, if any of those roles interest you, you are welcome to connect with our counterparts in the UK and also in New Zealand. Next up, I'm delighted to have Chelsea Dale, our Major Accounts Manager, joining us today to discuss the Victorian Electoral Commission project that our Melbourne team is going to be working on. So Chelsea, over to you. Tell us all about it.
Yes, thanks so much for having me today, Liz. So yes, the team are very excited to partner with the VEC. So we first partnered with the Victorian Electoral Commission in 2022 with the Victorian state elections. So in this 2-month recruitment project, we did recruit around 550 people into various temporary positions. So this year we're back working with the VEC for the upcoming local election in October. So this time we will be recruiting data entry officers based at the Sandown Raceway in Victoria. So this time we'll be required to recruit around 40 to 60 people per day to import numeric data into the VEC computer system. So this data comes from ballot papers and submissions. This project will run from Tuesday the 29th of October until Friday the 15th of November, and shifts range between an 8 o'clock start until about 6 o'clock in the evening as well. So to be successful in this role, you would need a valid police check that's completed in the last 6 months, complete and pass a numeric data entry test, so scoring between 7,000 and 10,000 keystrokes per hour, complete the government compliant documents, and also have valid Australian working rights as well. Pay rate does start at $38 per hour plus super, and then plus any overtime pay or opportunities from there. So please, to register your interest or to find out more, please visit our website. We are actively recruiting these positions at the moment, so please don't hesitate to get this process started today. If you aren't available for this upcoming Victorian election, keep an eye out for 2026, where the team will be assisting VEC with the recruitment for the state election. So very exciting, Liz.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't wait. So yeah, really excited to be helping with the local election. So thanks for all your hard work on that as well, Chelsea. So yeah, we're looking out for your applications. So if you have the availability and the criteria that Chelsea just flagged, yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So thanks again, Chelsea.
Thanks, Liz.
Last but not least, today we're going to be looking at our social media polls. So last week we asked our network, do you feel comfortable discussing mental health openly in the workplace? And pleasingly, 35% of the respondents said, yes, I do feel supported, followed closely by sometimes, depending on the situation, at 30%. And a quarter of those that completed the survey said they don't feel comfortable. So it'd be interesting to reflect on how people would have responded in even a couple of years or even 5+ years ago. I feel like the conversation around mental health has really opened up more and more. So hopefully, even if we ask that survey again, that question again this time next year, hopefully more and more people feel comfortable and feel supported in the workplace when it comes to mental health. So that was last week's question. So in terms of this week's question, we'd love to hear what your thoughts are. So would you either work for a company aligned with your values but a lower pay, or misaligned with your values but offering a higher pay? So which one would you respond to? So please connect with us on our various social media channels. And we look forward to sharing with everyone what the response is to that question next week. So that's it for this week's live. Thank you so much for jumping on. If our team can support you with your job search, or also if you need support hiring the next person for your team, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on the details below. Thanks again.